My Gavanan Melonin, and well met indeed. I'm Arakir Galajerthan, head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer. Welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue building watchtowers in the northern lands of Eriedo. Now, as we continue on as Angmar. We did alright last time, I think. We've taken Morvatarth, which we are going to hopefully use as something of a moneymaker, as someone pointed out. Apologies again, forgotten the name. It has mines, so when we can get those set up, we will. But we are also just waiting to build the port first. I'm going to desperately try and play this one a little bit more sensible and get an economy set first and then worry about trying to blitzkrieg our way across the lands. So that's the goal, the hope, the plan. Now, something that came up from the last episode is as follows. The icons. Let us talk about the icons. As they are scrolling across the top of the screen right now, there is a noticeable decrease in quality from them here as from them at the selection screen. At the selection screen, they are excellently crisp. They look phenomenal. However, to then get them to show up there and down here, for example, and more importantly in the diplomacy tab, they have to be shrunk. This is something that I have spent the past few days learning about myself, to be honest. And not necessarily that they needed to be shrunk, I knew that because I shrunk them, but over the past few days I've worked out exactly how the game generates them, exactly how the game wants them to be, and so my first port of call and the first thing I did, and is a backup if everything fails, is I have improved upon the quality of these ones on the left specifically by essentially removing the mini banner, returning to just having the single icon and enhancing it a little bit, so increasing the size. And I have been able to achieve, I think, a nice happy medium. They're never going to be here. Let me just set this record straight now. They will never be as crisp here as they are at the main menu. We can make them better, but we cannot make them look like they do at the main menu because of the way the game generates them. Let me stress that. We are bound by the laws and rules of this game, and unfortunately, they are archaic. And there's little that we can do. We just ended the turn and we didn't get there. Oh, because we're training troops, aren't we? Alright, yeah, no, we'll hold off on the portal build. We'll get our towers set up. Yes. Towers don't cost very much, so they won't impact our port building. So the faction icons generate differently here than they do at the campaign selection menu. But what's going to happen is, I did my first little test of changing and improving the icons, and I think that worked. That was good enough. But what we can try, and I've spoken with Mats and he's agreed to give a go, is basically redo the icons so that they look exactly as they look now, but build them as though they are designed to be 60 by 65 pixels, because that is what the game wants. And so that should hopefully improve the quality, but if not, the quality will be improved certainly on the diplomacy tab from what they are now. But these ones on the left will be improved slightly, but there's not so much we can take it. That didn't make sense. There's only so far we can take it because of the game. And I would urge you all to look at Vanilla. So Vanilla 3rd Age Total War. Go back and look at Medieval 2 Total War. Look at Cedric's new icons. Look at any Medieval 2 mod. And you will see that in-game the quality is worse than at the selection screen, because the way the game generates those files is different. And I've laboured that point, but I just wanted to hammer that one home. So there we are. So the icons will get better, is the moral of that story. Apologies that this first few minutes is going to be me just building towers. But I was waiting until we got that port built. Perfect. Now we make 1,500. Oh, hello. Captain Gash, what on earth are you doing? Sod off. Kindly sod off. Right, now that we've got the port, ideally we do want Morvatarth to get mines first, but that's 4,500. That's 3 turns away of not spending any money. And we're going to be... Oh, I tell you what, we can speed that up actually. We've got forts everywhere, haven't we? So, you guys go into that fort. You're about to get 2 more wargs, so send them into the fort. Kandum, send them into the fort. Oh, look at that. Now we've reduced it down to only 2 turns. And then, yeah, once we've built that, we'll just go 2 more turns, we'll build those mines, and then we will expand further. Now, another thing that I whether or not I should speak of it is up to each person to decide, but a user in the last episode suggested, not saying that he disagreed with it, he was merely pointing it out. But and I would welcome whether or not people actually agree with this, or if it's just lunacy, which I fully think it is.
Good day to you.
But I will talk about it because it's something that I found quite interesting that someone even mentioned it, and I never thought something like this would come to Divide and Conquer. And the problem is, and you'll be surprised when I say this, Nazi symbolism. So we have Northman UI, as you can see here. We've ported this from Cedric's new UI submod, which is excellent, and we've used everything that we want to use from him, which is pretty much all of these new icons down the bottom here. And you'll note that if I go into the diplomacy screen, or just any screen really, it's easier to see it in the building window actually, because you can open a second one. This icon here, which is just a generic Celtic-y symbol. To me, it looks like fishes or a kind of representation of water. And however I look at it, I do not see a Nazi swastika. But said user, I don't know the name, and I wouldn't say it even if I did, decided or thought that it is a little on the line or on the nose, and have we considered removing and changing that because some people might find it offensive. And the reason I'm talking about this, and I mean he's entitled to his own opinion, as am I, and I just think that's absolute lunacy. Like, is there a single second person who agrees that that icon is way too close to a Nazi swastika and should not be in a medieval game? Because that was the second part of his argument, is that a lot of Nazi sympathizers today look to history to kind of justify Nazi ideology. And so in a medieval-based game, even though this is a fantasy game, so that argument's already wasted, but in a medieval-based game, should we have images such as that? Hold on, did we just build something? Because we didn't get the 2,000 we were promised. Oh, you two. Fools. There we are, that will get us our... that will get us our...
We go no further today.
Mines. So, this is also partially just to cover the fact that I'm just ending turn repeatedly until we can take the water in Ladris. But, like, genuinely, I'm not saying this to shame the guy. He's entitled to his opinion. Live and let live. I'm merely saying this because does anyone else actually agree? Like, should we actually be concerned that this weird watery symbol has the same basic sort of design as the swastika? Now, I know many of you will flock to the comment section to say, oh, but the swastika is based on an Indian icon from way before, and everyone and their dog knows that. But, of course, the but-for rule in law surely applies, in that, yes, it was something else before, but it is far more well-known as the Nazi swastika. So, I don't think that... Oh, we forgot to take that down. Whoops. I don't think that argument really has any weight, personally. I agree that, yes, previously it was something else, and if it's used in that context, so if an Indian family, for example, want to decorate their home with an ancient Indian iconography, then no one's going to think anything of it, but I'm sure... You can't, for example, smack a Nazi swastika onto a flag and say, oh, but it's the Indian design, and you think, no, you've gone for a Nazi swastika. Like, let's call a spade a spade. But anyway, do let me know if you think that you agree, or if indeed you feel, just as I do, that that's just bizarre. Right, our mines are building, our forces gather. You two are going to be the garrison of Shadoon. I will take the cavalry. Lord School, you're already in a perfect position, so take all of that lot. And take Barcheleg. The garrison in Khan Dum does not need to be that large. Oh, and we can already train more. Oh, they have around 8 turn... Wait. Excuse me, sorry. You three can be the garrison there. You guys are heading out to Angsul, where you will join with Hunvorn the Wraith. The Wraith. Once you've taken Barcheleg... Ah, no, actually. Yes, no, you guys do go out there. And if we can train everything we can, we want to go and probe Angmar. No, we are Angmar. We want to go and probe Imladris. So, but for now, I think that's another end turn. We should get some more money once Morvatarth built its mines and Angsul finishes with its port. The other thing I wanted to ask you is someone asked if I could increase the music volume, so I have done by 8 points. So do let me know if you feel the music is too loud now. It shouldn't be, but it might be considered too loud. So do let me know. I do like and welcome your thoughts and feedback. Also, let me know what you think of the thumbnail, because I was really pleased with it. I know it still looks relatively basic, and the numbers, unfortunately, are just standard text. Because I do like 50 thumbnails at once by just changing the number and saving, changing the number, saving. But the words Angmar and the crown and the actual icon, I gave it like a texture, and I was very pleased with it myself. Excuse me, sorry. It's very early in the morning. Right, you guys probably shouldn't just knock around doing nothing, but we already do border the Northern Dune line in 2 places, so you might as well push our front line forward. So if we take all of you and leave behind that unit of infantry, merge with Hoomvorn, take Athelin. Lord School, take Barcheleg. Oh goodness, Barcheleg has a garrison. Oh, it's all trash. Alright. They didn't train their units. You guys move over there. I don't know what to do with Agandawa. Agandawa, why don't you head over to Angsul and you'll support that. Any units that we can get I would like, but we are losing money. But we'll get a few more towns in a moment. And of course we'll have those mines and we will have the port. 3 turns and 5 turns, I think that was. I don't know what to do with you guys. Drangu, why don't you go and join Hoonvorn for Athelin, and Morholt, you go to Skuld because you're going to then take the army on to Imladris, where the entire family is. Goodness, we'll never win that. We're only going to need elites, and we don't have elites.
Hail to you, most noble ally.
Oh, hello. Hail to you too, friend. Kandum, can you get me a Diplo? We need to go out and do stuff. Yes. Who's our best gen? Ah, Drangu. Can you go and kill Gash? I don't know. I mean, much of my audience is American, and a small percentage is British, and then the rest is basically European. Although, shout out to those people in Sierra Leone who apparently watch me. Greetings to all of you. But Gash, in English, is a slang term, quite a very crude one, for female genitalia. So every time I say Captain Gash or go and kill Gash, I just cannot help but chuckle to myself. But I'm sure, I don't know, in America, I don't think that phrase has come across to you guys.
Pull back.
So you might not think anything when I say Captain Gash, but over here it means female genitalia. Yes, by waiting 1 turn, we gained a mission to actually take Barcheleg. So if we group up our army, make it a bit stronger, and now we'll take it. Gundabad likes us. Mordor and Rohan are at war, and Khazad-dûm and Dol Guldur declared a truce. Yes. If you could go over and kill the rebel general there, that would be cracking. Especially because it was quite a common slang term amongst the street or gangster youth of my own youth to say slay some Gash, as in to have intercourse. So, quite literally, killing Gash is nothing but a euphemism to my mind. And I've ruined it for all of you now as well. You're all going to think that's female genitalia. I am sorry about the coughing. I shouldn't apologise for the coughing. I should just mute the microphone. That's what I've been doing, and I keep forgetting to, and it's driving me insane. But, yes. I oft apologise for it, and people oft tell me not to. Go no further today. Right. Now we're in. Barcheleg. Take a couple. You never know what you're going to need. Hoonvorn. Maintain the siege. Don't push it. Jesus! 3 units of Huskarls. Iron Crown Warriors. Ugh. That's annoying. Misty Mountains aren't doing enough to push on Imladris. 3 more turns till we get those mines. And Angsul, 1 more turn till we get a port, which is good. And then we'll get these units all trained once we've got Barcheleg and Athelin, which will give us enough forces to throw at Imladris in the hope that we can take it. And then we'll return to building economic buildings. Oh, look at that. That is insane. 625 gold coins. It costs 8,500. It will take about 14-ish turns to repay itself, which is an excellent return. That is a feature of version 3 that was shown in a developer diary a very long time ago, but may not necessarily have come to the fore as much, is that we did give the mines and general economy a bit of an overhaul, and mines are now really, really profitable. They are the absolute best way of making money, but we also cut down the number of mine resources. So gold and silver are now really rare, and iron is the main resource. You'll also note that where possible, we have tried to limit it to a single resource per region, because otherwise you were getting insane comeback from mines. And it was a bit too much, really. Right, Athelin will definitely rise up in the next turn, so we're about to have a battle. And Drangu gets closer to his target, where we can then build towers in the high felds there. Shadood and Litash like us despite the low garrison, which is always nice, isn't it? I mean, as I'm seeing these icons spool through at the top, I really don't think they are bad. I'm just not going to lie to you. I was really surprised when that was the main comment. I appreciate the diplomacy screen, the small icons. They do look horrifically blurry. And because they've had to be shrunk to an insane degree. They're about 25 by 25 pixels. So you can appreciate going down from 170 to 25, they're going to lose quality. And even if we redraw them from scratch in an icon that is already 25 by 25, they are not going to be as crisp as the main selection screen. Because when you shrink an icon, it gets worse, and to recreate the icons even, you're going to have to shrink the iconography you already use. It's a no-win situation, but we do have a plan with those. We do have a plan, and I'm very pleased with it, actually. I think it's going to come off nicely. You guys group, team 1, and then do run to where I just told you to go. Pikemen and you guys form the front line, and we'll have Savages on the left, Barrow-wights on the right, and Hoonvorn ready to go behind it all. Everybody run, except the Pikes, who are furthest away and can't run. Now they can. They run very slowly though, don't they? The hills will be ours! Damn right they will. Into positions, and drop those Pikes. I really love their voices. Moving out to the left, gentlemen. Moving out to the right. There we are. Some Iron Crown warriors charging into us. Oh, Legio 2, which realm? The bastards. They're our own kin. We are going to need to hit those Huskars, though. Right, they've got a unit of Huskars on the right. 2 of them have gone on the left. And pikemen at the back who are taking the arrow fire. Get Hoonvorn in over there. Do you remember that Iron Crown Warriors are the tier above our Angmar infantry? They're a post-barracks event unit. So this may actually really be a challenging battle. So if we can, we want to get the archers to do the shoot the enemy in the back kind of thing. Remember, they don't have a general, though. We've got that to our advantage. But we will lose a lot of troops here, I think. Come on. Don't run into the enemy lines. And they haven't even moved. Standard. Curl around. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Sprint. Once you're in position, you don't have to do anything else. You might actually have to shoot those pikemen who seem to be bearing down on you. Right, once you've made it around the corner. Perfect. Oh, interesting. The Huskars are breaking in on our pikes. We can get these routing easily when Hoonvorn gets around the corner. Bugger.
Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead.
Yes, mass routing.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Oh, across the board. Everyone but the pikeman is routing.
Behold how
It's over.
the enemy
It's over.
are utterly vanquished.
Solid victory. Oh,
This is
Hoonvorn
a
killed
great
one.
Victory worthy of
The Barrowites
only
took
the
104.
mightiest of generals.
The Barrowites took down 104. Well done. Well done indeed. Oh, look, there's Merry and Pippin, Frodo and Sam. It's interesting, isn't it, how the different portrayal of orcs throughout all the different media nowadays, or mediums. And sometimes they're just cowardly nothings, and other times they are brutal.
Victory! The settlement has fallen! Take the spoils of war!
Alrighty. Athelin is ours. Now, Athelin will not like us because of our culture differences. It's only got 492 people. How can it have this much unrest? Ugh, for goodness sake. We can't build anything yet anyway. So, Hoonvorn, just complete the tower line. Oh, we haven't got any money.
As you command.
When you get a chance, if you would be so kind as to complete the tower line. Borderlands. Do we want to push for the Borderlands as well? I don't want to overstretch ourselves. Ah, yes.
We shall
Oh, you cowards. They ran away.
Victory!
There we are, we're making money,
Moving to
and
crush
we
the
shall
enemy.
soon have Athelin as well. Did we get our diplomat? No. Still waiting for all of those to train. Just chuck more on, what the hell. Once we get Barcheleg as well, then it really will start to rake in the money, I think.
An order.
Dark Lord of Mordor likes us, that's good. Now, what is very annoying, just returning to the icons, is the icons that are going across the top of your screen at the moment, and the one in the bottom right that is our faction symbol, which clicks on the diplomacy. They have to be the same size because they are taken from the same location. So whilst I could improve the icons going across the top by making them a little bit bigger and therefore making them crisper, it then made the icon in the bottom right, this one just here, look ridiculously stupid because it was like this big. And it just covered everything. And that was very disappointing to learn, and those unfortunately cannot be unlinked.
Yes. Nothing shall escape your notice in these lands, my lord. Nothing
There we are.
shall escape your notice in these lands, my lord. An order.
Now, Gash,
We shall
now you will
slaughter
die
them, my
because
lord.
we're going to control the battle ourselves. And we're just going to run you around the
Leave
field
no
on our
mercy behind, man.
lethal wargs.
We shall
Speaking of the
utterly
orcs,
crush
though,
them.
that's Glorfindel fighting a Balrog. Speaking of the orcs, of course they would be portrayed differently, because if you think of humans, the vast spectrum of emotion is always portrayed in humans. Sometimes we are like Wormtongue, for example, and just conniving weaklings who would die as soon as someone looked at us. And other times we are brave and noble warriors like Boromir. And so why would orcs not be the same, you know? Now this is one of the problems with having a general that is made of trolls, is the sprites. Now I appreciate that actually the sprites are of only a very minor point, but you'll note that at the moment it looks like there are 5 trolls over there. And when you zoom in, one of them returns to being a captain. And that's how the game always displays captains that are with trolls. Which is why we didn't... Well, that was one of the arguments for why Sauron shouldn't have trolls as a bodyguard, because his sprite would then display him as a troll and not as Sauron. We will just... I might as well go to ×6. It's just going to be this. We're just going to harass them. But I had to fight the battle myself, because otherwise the game does the auto-resolve, and trolls have insane stats. Come on, you got to kill some sometime. Yes, one down. Keep firing. Another goes. Once it's just the captain. But remember, the captain will have troll stats.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Is the other thing. Yes. Drangu, you beautiful bastard. Oh, I fixed Drangu, by the way. Sorry. That's him there. With the lance. Lance! There he is. getting his own little custom design. He's not really. It's borrowed from the Misty Mountains. Now, how many arrows is he going to take? Yes!
That he awed by the victory we have won here today.
And that great stain on both our etymological lexicon and our region is no more. Drangu finishes him off. I don't think I need to say what that is a screen depicting. I'm sure you can all have a guess. I'm thoroughly enjoying Angmar, actually. I am really looking forward to getting some of our elites out, and I just really like fighting in Eriador. I'm so biased against it and towards it, but I thoroughly enjoy it. Even our blooming Ar-Adonai campaign I came up here, it's just so much more interesting. The regions in the south, the nations are too big, I think is the problem. So Harad, Gondor, and Mordor all own so much land. Like, the amount of land that Gondor owns is enough in Eriador to spread out amongst 4 different nations. Imladris, Northern Dunedain, Bree, and Lindon, in the space that they occupy, is all Gondor. Like, if you were to transpose Gondor up here, they would go from Lindon to Imladris, or just about. And it's just mad, isn't it? So, whereas up here you get 4 factions, all that diversity. In the south, you get none of that.
Yes.
You got Gondor, and then you've got the massive realm of Mordor, and you'll like it, basically. Is your only options. Well, they've got some Elder Rinway in there. I don't want to send the spy in because he'll die. Oh, there's the custom spy job for Angmar, by the way. Just grey and blue. It's much the same throughout. Oh, Barcheleg is going to rise up now, and I'll fight that battle, and then that will probably conclude. So we've done a nice little consolidation in these first 2 episodes. Consolidation. The icons did actually get more talk than almost anything else in the first episode I posted. And generally, praise. Obviously, some people are not going to like the icons. We absolutely understand that. That's entirely up to each and every one. But we personally love the new icons. And when you consider that Angmar and Gundabad's icon was of considerably lower quality than all of our standard ones, a refit was necessary. And then I really like the new ones. I'm not going to lie to you. And that's not just me like covering for one of our team members or covering for Mats or anything. I actually really like them.
Now. Attack!
I was never really a fan of the other ones. And if you ever actually looked properly at the older ones, I always felt that they were low quality. And that's why it perplexed me a little that people were saying how they thought these new icons looked quite low quality. And it really threw me. Because having spent ages and ages and ages and ages and ages and ages of time now in Divide and Conquer, obviously modding it, playing it for YouTube, playing it for myself, testing it, I've seen the old icons just over and over and over. I have lived with them for the past 6 years. I know exactly what they look like. And so these new ones to me are, dare I say, personally, well no, subjectively, just considerably better. And I feel that they are almost objectively better. Because they improve on the old ones so much. So I was really surprised when people were so against the perceived blurry nature. But I can understand why. Right, we'll just hold a line. Get the wargs to actually just act as normal archers and then use them as cavalry when the time comes. There are our Huskals who are going to be on the flank. And our North Guard, you want to see what Skuld looks like? Here he is. For the Witch King. And there he is, leading our armies. Lord Skuld. Oh, and this is an Angmarim castle. Town, sorry. Your first look of an Angmarim town. You probably won't get to see them again because we'll rarely ever get attacked. But this is an Angmarim town. With a cool little evil sorcery kind of hut up in the corner. Archers, are you firing? No, you don't even have range. Goodness, your range is poor. I could really do with redoing their sprites. Definitely need to redo their sprites. Jesus, they're all brown. And in truth, they're grey and white. Right, well, wargs, as you do have quite a long range, let's move you forward. Some of you javelins, though, actually. Yes, the skirmishers are javelins. Only the raiders are archers. So we've got 2 javelins and 2 archers. Surely you can't fire from there. One javelin. What is that mammoth throw? Christ, sign him up for the Olympics. I don't know what the AI is doing. They're having a bit of a bad time. The gate clearly works. They were able to come out of it. They've been able to sally out, but now they just don't want to charge at me. I'm not sure what that is. Skirmishers, move yourselves forward a bit. Because while they're grouped up like this, they're prime targets. Come on. In they go. Do remember that version 3 has not been released yet. And indeed, our cutoff date, our hidden secret cutoff date for the mod, for when we will build the installer and release it all to you, is still a ways away. So there will be changes from what you are seeing now to when you play as Angmar, and that, of course, is intentional. The channel is designed to be a bit of a preview channel, so I wanted to get Angmar out before version 3 was released, but already there have been things that have changed, even just since I started recording. Obviously, more work is being done, more modding is going on, so do note that things will be different. And this campaign is very much, as well as a preview, it is also a test to make sure that everything in the mod is actually working as intended. So things like this, where this may well be a problem with the battle map itself, things like this will be resolved. It may not be a problem with the battle map, and it may just be a problem with the AI really not knowing what to do against our superior force. But it could be the battle map, maybe. I don't really know enough about the battle maps. I know how to implement them in the game. I know how to generate them. I know like how to make them show up, but I don't know how to actually make them. Charge. End this.
If we continue like this,
Oh, look at the routing. Look at the routing.
Our men have slain the enemy general. The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Come on, let's capture them all. They've turned, and they are holding, but they're sandwiched between our own men. Ah, there is no hope for them. Surely this is over. Who's still fighting? Alright, pull everybody back. Except for Skuld. Skuld, finish this. I should mention that he's effective against armor with an 8 attack and a 24 total defense. So he is one of our best units. And they look damn good to boot as well, particularly with the purple feathering on the top, or horsehair, or adornment. I don't know. Does it have an official name? So we break through the little red out. Up we go, lads. Some brave woodland hunters trying to hold off the forces of Angmar. They're defending their homes and nothing more, for they know that we will put them to the sword should we claim the town. But then no, we won't. We're too close to our homeland. These people are brave sons and daughters of Angmar. They should be with us.
Our men have taken control of the city.
Join us, fools. Join us!
Our foe
It's over.
is utterly vanquished.
205
Let
men
all
lost.
who remember this day. Remember it as
236
the
war
day
graders.
of our most glorious.
Glorious victory or triumph, can't remember. Now I should have actually, when I raised the volume of the music, I should of course gone back and listened, because I didn't. I can't imagine the music is so loud as to drown me out, but it might be too loud. And I could have tested that myself. So that's on me, really. What I am also going to do, possibly at the weekend, ideally sometime in the week if I can, is release an updated Third Age Total War installation video, so that you can all install Third Age Total War and get ready for version 3.
Yes. Nothing
Oh, we got a
shall
unit of
escape
warg
your
skirmishers.
notice in these lands, my lord.
Barcheleg also does not like us. Surely not cultural. North, what on earth is that? It's an insane amount of Northmen. Right, now we will hold for a moment. They will... Oh, goodness, they're going to train very quickly. Litash, a couple of turns. Shadoon, no, they're going to stay as your garrison. Some of those will need to stay as the garrison. We'll leave the conscripts behind, I think. The unit of conscripts and the unit of hillmen will be the garrison. So if we swap those two... Oh, that didn't make any difference. Didn't make any difference. You guys move to Barcheleg.
Get ready for fighting.
Oh, go to the fort
As
for
you
now.
wish.
Why didn't they have free upkeep? Oh, they don't not have free upkeep in the Edu, do they? I think they might. We might need to... I don't think they've got the assigned trait that gives them free upkeep. That'll be frustrating.
Yes.
More towers.
Nothing shall escape your notice in these lands, my lord.
I like the
Nothing
visuals of
shall
towers as
escape
well.
your
I
notice in these
think they look
lands, my
good.
lord.
Right. Oh, 1,770. That's not bad, is it? Can we get another tower just in that?
Yes.
Just there.
Nothing
Maximum
shall
sight
escape
range.
Your notice in these lands, my lord. An order.
Right, Hoonvorn, do you want to go do a little tester on the Borderlands? The town is there, I think. But then we don't want to have too stretched a front because they're already on their way. But we'll have forces coming from all over. Like you guys, those two conscripts are going to be the garrison, and you're going to take you two away. And then likewise, those two are going to be the garrison. So the two that are going to train now. So give it an end turn. Let's see if the Northern Dunedain do encroach upon our territory. I mean, granted, I probably should go for the ND first, but I want to get Imladris done and out the way, and because that area of the world, Imladris is our only threat. They are utterly surrounded by the Goblins of Moria, who are our ally. So once we've got Imladris, it's never going to be under threat of attack. So then we can focus fully on the Northern Dunedain, with the benefit of this massive money-making town. That's my hope. Right, Moorholt. You are... going to sort of be ready maybe soon? No. In a turn, those armies will be ready to go. You guys are ready. Head down to Nofra Claw. Litash, all four of you, also head to Nofra Claw. The army here will leave behind Skuld, but that's it otherwise. The rest of you head down to Nofra. We need a garrison for there though, actually. Chuck in another unit of conscripts. So that conscript unit head to Barcheleg.
An order.
Hoonvorn. Hoonvorn, I think I will send you with Moorholt. That army there just shouldn't really... Oh, the Barrowites should go for Imladris, definitely. Take those.
An order.
And archers, I want archers. I'll take both of them. I don't think we have very many. We have none. We are going to be out-archered.
An order.
Imladris expedition is made up of trash, and we hope to kill... Our Afanasir came of age! And he's adopted very much the design and looks of the Northmen. Well done, sir. Oh, the Angmar, I'm sorry. Blending in with your... Oh, I tell you what, we needed another general. Afanasir, you go with Moorholt. Yes, perfect. Yes, good. How much money are we making now? 450 gold coins. Or, in other words, no money.
Shall escape your notice in these lands, my lord.
And the Dunedain are getting a bit... They're getting a bit rowdy, aren't they? What on earth do they think they're doing? The scum buckets. So, we're going to need a garrison on the front lines whilst we make our expedition to Imladris. We will besiege Imladris out. If the buggers want to attack us, they will have to sally out. And if they sally out and they don't move, then more's the better. If we win through cheesing against Imladris, then brilliant. Because I really doubt the ability of our current army to actually beat them.
An order. Move!
Alright, everybody in we go.
My lord. By your command. Orders. Yes.
Merge together.
My lord. Yes.
Stand together!
Yes.
We don't have enough for a tower. Oh, we're almost out.
An order. As you command. Orders.
Fanazir's a couple of turns away. Khandum, though, has finished with its units. I want those, all four of them, definitely, to head to... Well, you're going to there.
My lord.
You guys... We'll send everyone and we'll build the army once we're there.
Camp here. By your command. Yes.
Hoonvorn, you can become the garrison leader at Nofra Claw once we've taken the army out. Yeah, so send everyone and we'll build our army once it's all declared. Ah, Moria and Anduin have gone to war. I think we might be alright though, if we can get there quickly. If we can get there quickly, but I'm not sure we'll be able to. But we'll try. I don't think the Northern Dunedain will want anything from us now, though. No, indeed. They've seen the size of it and they're buggering off. There they go. Hoonvon will chase them down and deal with them. Hoonvon's very much going to become our border keeper, along with Skuld, I think. So Skuld will move over to Athelin, and Hoonvon will kind of mill around. I need to give him a little force, though, to chase down any Dunedain trespassers. Oh, the ring is in Edoras. What did they want me to do? Take Gobadrine. Ah, that's the one that's over there.
Be gone.
He's got 4 units of something. Right, Moorholt. The Wargs. Not those pikes. I'll take the Hillmen.
My lord. Ordered.
I only really want units that are full.
Ordered. Merging armies, my lord. Your will, my lord. Ordered. An order. Yes, your will, my lord. An order.
1, 2, 3, 4 of those, which are better. Which will only leave him with 2 spaces. So a unit of conscripts and a Fanazir, and that's the end of it.
Your will, my lord.
I'm taking all of those.
My lord. Ordered.
So 2 units of those Hillmen. Ah, Lord Skuld. Head over to Athelin.
My lord. Orders.
I know Barcheleg hates us because there's no garrison now, but it won't rebel. It will just dislike us. So Skuld's going to head to Athelin and beat the Dunedain there.
Coward.
And Captain Ruarachen, you're going to send units back there.
My lord.
Diplomat. Let's go for map information if you could. Yeah. Now just don't like us. Dolomath and Kanda at war. Moria and Khazad-dûm have declared a truce. Jesus. Moria feel they cannot take on the Vale without a truce against the dwarves. Right. We'll go. Well, I'll give you one more turn as we finally complete our army, and then I will end the episode there. With garrisons on our 2 southernmost towns, and our army heading off for Imladris. We've just got to get there quickly, and we need to get there before the 40th turn, because of course, at the 40th turn, Lord Glorfindel returns from his wanderings to assist Elrond in the defence of Eriador.
An order. Your will, my lord. Yes. Orders, my lord. Yes.
The army is ready.
Your will, my lord.
I'll take the 2 Hillmen back
My lord. As you wish.
to Barcheleg.
No further today.
Although we don't have a Hillman camp, so they won't be free upkeep. But once they're in there, it'll like us a bit more.
My lord.
Lord Skuld to Athelin. Hoonvon over there. Well, if we have you moving around, so if we leave behind the 135 of them,
As you command, my lord. Joining force. Yes.
and you can go over after Brandon.
Stop here.
I might merge you with Skuld, actually. Oh, I don't know. We need someone to go and take Gobadrine. Oh, and look, our general over there. Oh, we can't train those. That's annoying. I'd like to.
Yes. I will open an order.
I'm thinking, oh, well, for now, let's just send him on this. Let's see what the garrison actually is.
I've tried whipping them, but the men are spent.
Oh, my relations with Mordor are good.
No further
Oh, we never built the
today.
tower. Oh, that's annoying. And now we can't. We can't afford it. You come over. You'd be the perfect roaming general, of course, actually. You're a cavalry. We've got you wasted on the eastern edge.
Possible, my lord.
Litash doesn't like not having a garrison. Neither does Shadood. Kandum likes it a bit more. So if you move over to Angsul, and then you guys go with Agandawa, you might be enough to take the town for all we know.
Tried orders. We
Move
can
him
go
into
no
there.
further today.
Right, that will be all then. So thank you very much for watching, if indeed you have. I do hope you've enjoyed this episode. I do hope you've got some feedback, or rather you enjoyed the feedback in regards to the icons. And I hope you will enjoy playing version 3 whenever it comes out, 3. And for now, that's all then. So until we speak again, dear friends, Navarre den Perimad Melonin, and farewell.